Hello, my name's Kevin. I'm the typical cripple. And what are you today?
Sardine.
Sardine.
Sardine. Still sardine.
Alright, sardine it is. Sad.
If you want,
What?
yeah, sure. Sad or satire, anything with an S will work.
Sardine. Alright. And what are we looking at today? Because you sent me this and I want to give it its due.
Yeah. I was just listening to it at work and thought it was an interesting podcast
And
episode.
I listened to it today because I was paying attention, being attentive.
Yeah. So, I sent it over and...
Well, let's go down to the outline and discuss.
Yeah, sure.
10 surefire ways to...
Breaks down 10 steps and actions men can take to contribute to the growth of boys into strong men.
Okay. So this is going... Now, I liked how he's like, men create other men.
Did I actually say the name? I should probably say the name.
Right.
Order of Man with Ryan Mickler.
All right.
Sorry.
We'll
link it.
We'll link it. So, here we go. I'll let you read the first one, and then we'll discuss as we go. Shall we?
Be an example first.
Be
an example first.
Now, I had an issue with this.
I think let's say what was he trying to say. So,
okay.
Be an example first. I think the idea is you should be model, because this is predominantly aimed at men who are trying to train up boys.
Yes.
So be an example first. You should be like practicing what you preach.
I agree.
In other words.
So you could almost say sort your stuff out first.
Right.
Instead of be an example.
Yeah. But you said you had an issue with it.
Well, just that. I think I'm around a lot of people that want to exude examples. And then you watch them for a while and you're like, hey, you're not rising to the expectation. Oh, yeah, that's my persona. And so, what?
I just had to figure that out.
Exude.
Discharge.
Well.
So okay. I just wanted to.
They want to. You know, it's kind of like saying fake it till you make it.
Sure.
And so they want to show up and say, I'm here to be your football coach. Well, how do you run a play, coach?
You got to be competent.
Exactly.
Right. So if you're going to try to be an example, you should know what you're doing.
Right. In other words, before you show up to a firearms class and you're the teacher, know what you're doing.
Maybe take a firearms class first before trying to teach.
Right. And I think that's what he was getting at. But,
yeah.
I mean, it's like, maybe this part of my disability that I don't understand, that I don't know a lot about sports.
Sure.
Or
it's not been a big part of your life.
Right. But when I went to a football game once, somebody was sitting there going, hey, did you know the quarterback can pass? I'm like, I'm an American. I know what football is.
Okay.
I just don't know. I don't know the running a pattern.
Yeah.
But as far as observing it, I know what's legal and what's not legal.
You're better than me on that one.
Okay.
I have no excuse, but I know very little about football.
I know what a 2-point conversion is.
Wow. I have no idea.
You never heard of a 2-point conversion?
Nope.
It's where you instead of doing a field goal, you run it back into the end zone from the field goal position.
How is that what?
Instead of kicking the ball through the goalposts, you run a play that takes the ball into the end zone like you're throwing a touchdown.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that just a touchdown?
That's a 2-point conversion after a touchdown.
How much is a field goal normally worth?
1 point.
Oh, only one.
So
instead of kicking a field goal, you can just run a play and try to get it.
Yes.
Get another touchdown, and that'll be only worth 2 points, though.
Yes.
But it's still worth more than the field. See that?
Wow.
Learn something new every day.
Yay! And we did it live! Or recorded at least. All right. So, first, be an example.
All right. Second, be present. So basically just...
No Zoom calls.
Well, and this has a lot to do with our culture and the way we operate is we're just not there for each other a lot. And just being there is...
Well, let me ask you this.
There was something that stuck in my head for years. The best ability is availability. And there's some truth to that.
Right.
I don't know if it's the best ability, but it is
Let me ask you this. How helpful was it for your stepfather to use my vehicle to get into surgery? Very
helpful.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Which reminds me, I forgot to bring you something.
Oh, you good?
I'll have to bring it on Sunday. Anyway, sorry.
That's fine.
Don't want to rabbit trail you.
But that's the thing, is that, am I present in your life?
Yeah.
Good. How am I present?
Well, just like hanging out every week. Messaging me.
I'm here no matter what.
Yeah.
You're present in my life by showing up.
Yeah. We're present in each other's lives.
Well, would it be present if you, how's it? Well, you were going to fix something of mine.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go to Home Depot right now, actually, after this.
Awesome.
Because I need to get something for my stepdad, which gives me 2 things to get.
Which
can justify a trip.
And I love efficiency, so I'll give you a gold star.
All right.
All right, what's next?
So be present. Use firm but fair communication. Okay. So.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, you told me about an example that you gave to earlier. You were talking about what you would do if you were a pastor or an elder, and a family came with a drunk daughter or something.
Yeah.
That sounds exactly like firm but fair communication.
Right.
Well, what would you say to the parents or something?
Well, I had an opportunity to learn about a church's how they
handle a certain situation,
how they educate their
leadership.
And one of the things they do is that they give you scenarios, and the worst scenario, oh my gosh, the worst scenario was a teenage daughter drinking, which I thought was like, jeez, that's nothing. Now, what would be really bad would be the father impregnating the daughter.
Okay. We're getting on a rabbit trail.
No.
Use firm but fair communication. What was your response that you said how you would handle that if you were
the daughter?
Yeah, the hypothetical situation.
Daughter, go to bed. Parents in my office.
Firm but fair communication.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But I think in the trailer parks it's little.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother topic, but.
Okay.
I can feel there's a rabbit trail. You're trying to jump onto it. I'm trying to hold you back.
Well, thank you. Jerk my leash.
Be humble. Or do you want to talk more about fair?
No. We can talk about humility.
So
I'm being humble in front of you.
Yes.
So you want to talk about humility a little bit?
Well, you mentioned he jumped over that one pretty quickly, and now that I'm thinking about it, I can't remember what he said about it. So,
well,
do you remember anything?
I think it's like this. Humility from my perspective at least, is about not prejudging what's going on. And that you have to recognize when you're dealing with other families and other people, you don't know what's going on.
Right.
And
you won't have the full picture.
No, and maybe you have a limitation as to what you can do. But I think humility's good no matter what.
Yeah.
Because you always leave room that you don't know what the full story is.
Yeah.
And you may never know.
Yeah, so but in the context of
But
growth of boys to men, being humble.
Well, you have to also show that you're willing to be corrected.
And that you make mistakes and you're human as well.
That happened, about 5 or 6 videos ago with me. You remember?
I'm sure I will if you start reminding me.
Okay. I had started to say things on the podcast.
Okay, yeah. I know what
we
you're talking
didn't
about.
discuss first. And so I thought that was cool that you would, wait a minute, I'm being firm and direct here. I'm going to let you know that's not okay. And I'm like, ooh, I am humbled. You're correct. High five.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were humble.
I think that shows other men that if you're willing to be humbled, when you recognize that you're wrong, then that provides a space where other men can be humbled.
Yeah.
Because I think the important thing is that if one man is humble and another man is boastful, that's ammunition.
Yeah, and on the humility, not having the whole picture thing, that if you are humble towards somebody, they're more likely to give you the full picture.
Yes.
If you're boastful or proud or think you know everything, they're going to be like, okay, whatever.
Well, and there's something to be said about holding an image, but if you can't match that image, then it's going to fall apart around you.
Yeah.
And that's the emperor.
House of Cards. Emperor with no clothes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this one, be proud of the right things.
Good boy. And here's the thing. In this area, he talked about boys fighting. Schools have zero tolerance.
Well, no, I think he talked about that in 6. But be proud of the right things. What I think he was talking about there was, like, if somebody attempts to do something, whether they succeed, if they succeed, encourage it. If they, even if they fail, though, if they put in a good effort, console them and whatnot.
Yeah.
Be proud of the right things. So it's like that affirmation or positive reinforcement.
I agree.
But since you wanted to get to this one, get involved in the schools. So basically, you were talking about fighting at school, and his position is, so the schools in general have a zero tolerance policy. So
on
fighting. If 2 kids get into a fight, doesn't matter the reason, they're both going to get in trouble.
True.
They're both going to get suspended, probably. Detention, I don't know. It depends on the school, whatever. But his thing was, no, there could be a legitimate reason for a person to get into a fight.
Protecting somebody.
Yeah, protecting, defending.
Yeah. No, but here's where you're saying many school areas are feminine safe spaces.
Right.
In that there's only one way to deal with the fight, and that's character assassination. No, I'm joking. But you get the idea, right? Women fight with
Yes.
reputational damage.
Right.
Men fight with fists.
So yeah, very true.
Okay.
And that is, from what I've heard, I guess I don't know. I don't really remember experiencing it as much, but there's a lot more verbal abuse or like sarcasm. That's the bullying these days. It'll be like.
Well, if that was, I mean, look, when I was a kid, I was bullied because it was easy to make me throw up.
Oh, how nice.
So kids would come up to me, yeah, show me their food, and I blow up.
Oh.
I throw up all over myself. So I got to the point where it's like, I'm going to take my lunch in the library.
Yeah.
And the teachers were looking all over for me, like, here I am in the library, and they're like, Kevin, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Cool. And they're like, do you want to come in with us? No. Are you sure? See, that was a sign of bullying. But they didn't understand it because I was the only one not in the classroom.
Yeah.
So they just kind of let it happen.
Yeah.
But
get involved in schools. He was also talking about
being involved in the school.
Being involved in the formation of the people that you're going to be living your life with.
Well, I think he was talking about being a part of the school district.
Right. Well, it's like PTA. He was saying PTA. He was saying school. School boards, things like that. Basically, because the left and leftist ideologies have basically taken over the schools.
Sure.
And even if you want to take your kids out of the school and homeschool them, great.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Well,
but people still have to use those schools if they can't do the homeschool thing for financial reasons or whatever. And
they got taxed less.
And yeah, and you're still paying for those schools with your tax money, and
property tax.
And it absolutely affects you what they teach kids in school. It doesn't matter if you ever have kids.
Right.
You're going to be impacted by how they're training up the next generation. So that was his main thing, is like you should be involved in school even if you don't have kids in that school.
Right. And I think it's one of those things that once you get in, there's a kind of institutional knowledge that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
That takes a little doing.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth it. I mean, if I had more mobility, I'd be doing something.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's next?
So, coach youth sports, and his whole thing with that was for some young men or boys or whatever, that's the only place that they're going to have that positive male role model, and that was his main.
And that's fine.
I think there was he might have made other points. I can't remember.
Well, that's fine.
Okay.
Get involved in community programs.
Yeah, that's again just like trying to.
If they let you.
Well.
Could you imagine doing a shooting clinic down at the local library?
I think part of the thing is you don't go in there saying, I have this. I'm a Christian, and we're gonna, Christianize everything, and you just go in there as a civilian, as any other volunteer or whatever.
I think that goes back to number one.
Be an example first, yeah.
Be good at something.
Yeah. Yeah. Be good at things, more than one maybe.
Yes, I think that's a good. And I think you can take the first 5 and add them to each one of the last 5.
Huh?
The first 5 points up here
yes.
are attributes of a person. 6 through 10 are what you do as a person.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And so therefore...
B. Yeah, they're all like B, use, B, and then it's get, coach, get, run.
And I think, I mean, it's like if I go to the movie theater and I see somebody piping off about something I don't agree with, I think it's important to say, hey, I heard you were speaking about something. Care to have a conversation about it? The fact of the matter is, most people will say, oh, sorry, and they'll shut up. And they'll, because of virtue signaling. Where a real person, a real boy, knows what he's talking about. Because one time I came out of the movie theater, I think I was another disappointed scene from Star Wars. I come out of the movie theater.
Disney's Star Wars?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I come out of the movie theater and I'm just like, ugh. I heard somebody talking, oh, my daughter went to college and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, you should never send your kids to college anymore. I got a master's degree in college. It doesn't mean anything anymore. And he looked at me and goes, oh, and he was like out of left field for him.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, you want to talk to coffee over here? And my mother was like, what? What are we doing now? But I was willing to change tact.
Yeah.
Because it was an important topic. Because I think college is heart garbage now.
Yeah.
And I know so many parents like, oh, I'm still saving money for college. I'm like, why? Well, I think it's good to go to college. I'm like, you're just thinking that because you're thinking that college is something good. It is not.
Yeah.
Shall I send you some videos?
Yeah. I think that education is good.
Education is freaking free. I mean, look,
that's the thing. It's like,
I mean, that's the thing. There are YouTube channels.
And not only that, but there are not just YouTube, but paid online things that you can get for way cheaper than a college degree or something. And as long as you get the competency, a good company won't care.
But here's the thing: people are paying for the accolade.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's
like
I am qualified to do this job, even if I'm not.
What about 9 up here?
Get involved in your church. Yeah.
Now, you and I met at church, right?
Yes.
And is it easy to get involved?
I think there's especially lately, since we brought on an assistant assistant pastor.
More stuff going on.
Yeah, we've had more things that they've been able to do.
Are you going to the men's thing?
I would like to start to, but it's at like 5 a.m. or something, and a weekday. It is a little hard, but so and then there's like a basketball game they're starting to do it Tuesday evening.
Yeah.
And then there's.
How well do you think I could do at that?
I think you could run us all down.
So it's like paying. So you can call me Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Nom 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 nom.
Just crank up the speed all the way.
Okay. That's definitely a pull for me.
Maybe we can break somebody's wrists. Inside joke, sorry. No, probably ankles in your case.
What about run for an elective office?
Yeah, run for elected office.
What office would you vote for me on?
County Health Commissioner. I don't know. I had to come up with some name.
Really?
Of an office. Sure, why not?
I don't think there is one.
How about
There's county commissioner.
Secretary of Education.
For Washington. No,
I don't know what offices there are.
Isn't that a problem?
Yeah.
Gosh.
I need to work on 1 through 5 before I get to 10.
Am I not being present enough? I'm joking.
You want to be president?
No.
Or
It says
governor?
number 2, be present.
Yeah, I know.
Am I using firm but fair conversation?
So run for office. Yeah, I mean, I think we have to, like, people have to get involved in that stuff, or it's just going to be run by people who don't have our values and have values that are actually diametrically opposed to.
So what would you say to somebody that's religious and saying, in order to be a good Christian, I can't be a part of the government?
I'd say, where did you get that idea?
I got it from Jefferson.
From who?
Jefferson.
Well, King David might have something to say about that.
Well, yeah, but he was. Well, anyway. Yeah?
And I think there's like legionnaires
and
Roman officials in the New Testament.
Somebody.
In government. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I know that Augustine.
Yeah.
Was big in as far as creating a situation where Christianity could thrive.
Now, not everyone is suitable for elected office.
I'd agree.
But we need to, as Christians, as people who are conservative, however you want to say it, we need to get more involved in that.
Ask the question to me.
What office do you think I should run for?
No.
What was the question? I thought that's...
What would I say to somebody if they said to me, I'm a Christian, I shouldn't be a part of government?
Okay, what would you say?
I'd say that's a lie that you were told by people believing another religious faith in order for you to acquiesce the fight. So therefore, why would you let the enemy determine the rules of conflict?
Yeah.
And that's what I think we don't understand.
If you were a real Christian, you would lay down your arms and surrender.
No. Well,
that's basically...
Yeah. You'd lay down your arms and surrender, then bend over, bohica.
And that's where that analogy ends.
If you want.
Yeah.
Are we done with this video?
Well, I don't know if you have anything else you want to say.
No, I don't.
So, I mean, it's an interesting
it's
podcast. And
I want to encourage, I want to do 2 things. Number 1, I want to communicate with you that I think this is good. I want to see more.
Yeah, he does a couple podcasts throughout the week.
No,
I usually just listen to his Friday
about.
ones. What?
I want to see more content from your...
from what I'm...
Right, because I want to
absorbing.
Right, that's a part of being present.
Sure.
Having something...
Well, I will try to be more consistent with sending you stuff.
I would love to see that.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, with that said, my name's Kevin on the Typical Careful, and I'm with...
Sardine.
See you on the next film.
Because I have fins and not arms, I can't find the end record button.
Can you give us the seal of approval?
Seal? Bye.
Bye, everyone. We're still recording.
What? I wasn't joking. I can't find the stupid button. Is that the button?
Yes.